Taylor Swift, a name that has dominated music, culture, and headlines for nearly 2 decades. She was the golden girl of country music who transformed into one of the biggest pop stars in history, with over 200 million records sold, countless awards, and a fan base that literally crashes Ticketmaster. It seemed like Taylor Swift had it all. But in the world of fame, every rise comes with a fall. Behind the glittering stages and chart-topping hits, Taylor faced betrayal, cancellation, and some of the harshest media backlash any artist has ever endured. This is the story of how Taylor Swift rose to the top of the world, and how it all nearly came crashing down. Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13, 1989, in Reading, Pennsylvania. From a young age, she wasn't just singing along to the radio, she was studying it, memorizing lyrics, and scribbling down her own. By age 10, Taylor was performing at local events. By 12, she was learning guitar chords and writing her first songs. While most kids were worried about soccer practice, Taylor was figuring out how to turn teenage heartbreak into radio gold. She begged her parents to take her dreams seriously, and in a move most families would never dare, they packed up and relocated to Nashville, Tennessee, the heart of country music. Imagine being the new kid at school and telling your classmates, "Sorry, I can't hang out, I'm too busy becoming a global icon." At just 14 years old, Taylor was walking into record labels, guitar in hand, playing her songs for anyone who would listen. And in 2006, her persistence paid off. She signed with Big Machine Records. Later that year, her debut single, Tim McGraw, hit the airwaves. It wasn't just a catchy country song, it was the arrival of a new star. Her debut album, Taylor Swift, quickly gained traction. Songs like Teardrops on My Guitar and Our Song turned her into the girl next door every teenager could relate to. But it was her second album, Fearless, in 2008 that made her a superstar. With tracks like Love Story and You Belong With Me, she went from country darling to global sensation. At just 20 years old, she became the youngest artist ever to win the Grammy for Album of the Year. She was officially America's sweetheart, wholesome, talented, and unstoppable. And her music wasn't just topping charts, it was soundtracking high school dances, proms, and road trips. If you lived through 2008, you knew at least one person who thought singing Love Story in public made them a star. Taylor wasn't just living the dream, she was the dream. Then came 2009, the year everything changed. At the MTV Video Music Awards, Taylor won Best Female Video for You Belong With Me. But before she could even get through her acceptance speech, Kanye West stormed the stage, grabbed the mic, and declared Beyoncé had the better video. The moment was shocking. Beyoncé looked horrified, the audience booed, and Taylor? She stood frozen, like a student whose presentation just got hijacked by the class clown. Ironically, the incident only boosted her fame. Sympathy poured in. Headlines exploded. Taylor Swift was no longer just a singer, she was a pop culture phenomenon. Over the next few years, she shifted from country to mainstream pop. Speak Now in 2010, Red in 2012, and finally 1989 in 2014 cemented her as the queen of pop. With hits like Shake It Off, Blank Space, and Bad Blood, she dominated radio, awards, and stadiums around the world. By now, if you hadn't heard of Taylor Swift, you were probably living under a rock. And even then, someone was probably playing Shake It Off loud enough for you to hear it. But with fame that massive, the backlash was inevitable. The tabloids fixated on her love life. Every relationship and every breakup became front-page news. Soon, she wasn't being praised for her songwriting, she was being mocked as a serial dater. Then came the celebrity feuds. The most infamous, Kanye West again. In 2016, Kanye released Famous, with lyrics calling Taylor by name and crediting himself for her success. Taylor denied giving approval. Then Kim Kardashian released recordings that seemed to prove otherwise. The internet turned on her. Taylor Swift is Over Party trended worldwide. Snake emojis filled her social media comments. Overnight, America's sweetheart became pop culture's villain, and for the first time, Taylor disappeared. She vanished from the public eye. No paparazzi shots, no interviews, no music. It was as if Taylor Swift, one of the biggest stars in the world, had fallen completely silent. In 2017, Taylor returned, but not as the girl the world remembered. Her new album, Reputation, was darker, bolder, unapologetic. The old Taylor, as she declared in her lead single, was dead, and in her place was an artist ready to own her scars. The stage shows were filled with snakes, fire, and a 50-foot inflatable cobra. If the world wanted a villain, she was going to give them one, but on her own terms. The album broke sales records, moving over 1 million copies in just 4 days. Then came Lover in 2019, brighter and more colorful, showing another side of Taylor's artistry. During the pandemic in 2020, she shocked fans with two surprise albums, Folklore and Evermore. Stripped down, indie-inspired, and deeply personal, they earned her critical acclaim and even another Grammy for Album of the Year, and perhaps her boldest move yet, fighting for her masters. After losing ownership of her early recordings, Taylor began re-recording her old albums, branding them Taylor's version. It wasn't just a legal move, it was a cultural statement. Her fans rallied behind her. Each re-recording went straight to #1. Taylor had turned a career setback into one of the most successful reinventions in music history. She didn't just survive her fall, she turned it into fuel. Today, Taylor Swift stands as one of the most powerful musicians of all time. Her tours sell out in minutes. Her fan base, the Swifties, is one of the most passionate in history, and her influence stretches far beyond music. She has become a cultural force, an advocate for artists' rights, and a symbol of resilience. From small-town dreamer to America's sweetheart to public enemy #1 and back to global icon, Taylor's story isn't just about fame. It's about survival in the harshest spotlight imaginable. The rise and fall of Taylor Swift proves one thing: you can try to cancel her, you can mock her, you can doubt her, but every time she falls, she rises higher than before. And whether you love her or not, you can't deny this: Taylor Swift is never, ever going out of style.